Hey guys, it's Ty and welcome back to my channel. So we are now in 2024. So I am going to be telling you guys all of my anticipated reads for 2024. So I think I have about 20 books and all of these come out up until September, I believe. I do have like a question mark on a couple of these releases because at the time that I looked all of these up, that's when I got the date for these. But it seemed like a couple of these they weren't sure when they were going to come out. So I'm just including the date of when I saw that these books were being released. So if that changes, sorry. But this is the date that I saw at the time I was preparing for this video. So we are going to go ahead and get started, and we are going to start with my most anticipated reads for January. So the first one that I am excited for that comes out on January 9th, that is Mislaid in Parts Half Unknown by Shawnee McGuire. This is number 9 in the Wayward Children series, a series that I have really been enjoying. And so this one follows a character that we have already seen before, Ancy, and I believe she has to travel back to the world that she was originally transported to, which was like the world of Lost and Found, I think. And she is going to take a group of other kids who I assume these are characters we have already seen before back to the world with her. And then I read something about there are also going to be some dinosaurs included in this world, which I don't believe was included the first time that we saw it. So I'm really excited about this, just like I'm excited about all the books in the Wayward Children series, and hopefully I will enjoy this one. So the next one that comes out on January 16th that I'm really excited about is The Fury by Alex Michaelides. This is a adult mystery thriller. If you are unfamiliar with this name, he also is the writer of The Silent Patient, which I really enjoyed, and then The Maidens, which I thought was fine. So I'm hoping that I will enjoy The Fury as much as I did The Silent Patient. But in this one, all I know is we're following an ex-movie star that is traveling to like this Greek island with a few of their friends, and someone is murdered. So I've been hearing some lackluster reviews for this one so far. People are not really enjoying it, but hopefully I will. So the other book that is coming out on January 16th, which I actually already read an arc of and have given a review here on my channel, that is Only If You're Lucky by Stacey Willingham. I thought this book was fine, but I wanted to include it even though I've already read it, just in case anybody else was looking forward to it. But this one just follows our main character, Margot, who is in, I think it's like her second year of college. She gets wrapped up with these girls who she becomes their roommate, and the main girl in the story is Lucy. And so at the beginning, we find out that this fraternity guy by the name of Levi has been killed, and then all of a sudden Lucy has disappeared, and so the roommates are trying to vouch for her. But during all of that, we find out that Margot has lost her best friend. Her best friend had died before she got to college, and she also knows Levi. So all of this is like tied together. So like I said, I thought it was fine. It does come out on January 16th. If anyone else is interested in it, I was highly anticipating this book because I enjoyed Stacey Willingham's other books. So that's A Flicker in the Dark and All the Dangerous Things. So I had high hopes for this one. They didn't live up to my hopes, but hopefully they will live up to yours. So now we're going to talk about the 2 books that I am really looking forward to that are released in February. So on February 13th, we have The Stranger in Her House by John Mars. This is a mystery thriller, and it seems like the main character has invited some guy into her home, and now he is trying to take over her and her family. So I have enjoyed a lot of books by, well, not a lot, I've only read like 3. So I've enjoyed 3 books by John Mars. This last one that I read that came out last year, The Marriage Act, I thought it was fine. It definitely didn't live up to The Passengers in the One. So I'm hoping that I will really like this one. And so the last one that I'm looking forward to in February, it comes out on the 27th, and that is Allure of the Wilds by Anna Lee Branna. I hope I'm saying her last name correctly. I'm not sure if this is young adult or adult, but it is a romantasy. It involves a library, some fae, and then a human that I guess brings them all together. So I have been seeing this one float around on Instagram, so that is what piqued my interest. And so I've heard a couple of early reviews for it, and it seems like people are enjoying it. And I don't read a lot of romanticities, so hopefully this will be something that I enjoy. So moving on to the March releases. So I have 4 books that I'm really excited about for March. And the first one I actually have an arc of, and that is This Could Be Us by Kennedy Ryan. This is like the 2nd book in the Skyland series. So I have not read the arc yet. I am waiting to read it closer to the release date, but I've heard really good things about this one. And so I think it is just following a character that was mentioned in the first book. Her name is Soledad, I want to pronounce that as. And I think she is going through some hard times in her life with her and her kids. And then this man enters her world that she should not like, but she is really attracted to him. And so I think he is going to stir up some things in her life. And so I'm really excited about this. After reading Before I Let Go, I just have decided I like Kennedy Ryan. And so I'm gonna go back and try and read some of her backlist stuff, but I'm really excited for this one. The next one that I'm excited for that also comes out on March 5th is The Women of Good Fortune by Sophie Wan. This is like a adult contemporary fiction romance, and it revolves around this reluctant bride and a couple of her best friends, and at the wedding they have a plan to steal all the gift money. So that's all I need to know. I love a story about friendship, and it seems like these group of friends are about to go on a wild ride trying to steal money at this wedding. So I'm really looking forward to this one. And then yet another one that comes out on March 5th is a adult thriller. It is The New Couple in 5B by Lisa Unger. And I'm actually happy that I read Christmas Presents by her last year in the month of December, and that was my first book by Lisa Unger. Now, while it wasn't like my favorite, I did enjoy the story. So because I enjoyed that one, I am anticipating this one, and it revolves around a couple that have inherited a apartment. And I think there's like some mysterious things around this apartment and the apartment building, but I'm really looking forward to this because I like things that are like set in a enclosed space, and this one takes place in an apartment, so I'm looking forward to that one. And then the last one that I'm excited for that comes out in the month of March is Murder Road by Simone St. James, that comes out on March 24th. This I think is like a mix of like mystery, thriller, horror, which is something that Simone St. James is known for, and I have really enjoyed the couple of books that I have read from her. So this one involves like this couple who, I think they're like wrapped up in some murders that have taken place along this particular road. That's all I know about this one. The thing that sold me on this book was that it's coming from Simone St. James, and I just love how she does like the 2 different timelines. Usually there's like a past and a present, and so I'm really looking forward to this one. So moving on to the books that are coming out in the month of April. So on April 2nd, I am really looking forward to this one. This is the reappearance of Rachel Price by Holly Jackson, and y'all know I am a Holly Jackson stan. So if you have not heard of her, she is the one that wrote the really popular series, A Good Girl's Guide to Murder, which I enjoyed. I really adored all those books in that series, along with like the novella that we got after the series was complete. But this one I'm really looking forward to. So it's more of like a true crime story where this girl is trying to look into the disappearance of her mother while also doing a documentary. I love anything that has to do with the true crime, and so far I have loved everything by Holly Jackson, so I'm really looking forward to this one. Another one that comes out on April 2nd is Just for the Summer by Abby Jimenez. So I have learned that I like Abby Jimenez. I have read 2 of her books, and one of them made it into my top books of last year, that being Yours Truly. So of course, when I found out that she was coming out with another adult romance, I just had to read it. This takes place over the summer, and it involves a summer fling between 2 characters. That is all that I know, but because Abby Jimenez wrote it, I'm looking forward to it. So the next one that comes out on April 9th that I actually just found out was being released this year, That is Mal Goes to War by Edward Ashton, who I absolutely love. So if you have not heard of who this author is, he is the writer of the adult science fiction duology Mickey 7, and I absolutely love Mickey 7. It is one of my favorite books, so I am definitely excited about this one. All that I know is it has to do with like some AI, a war, and it's supposed to include like dark comedy, which I'm here for that. I thought Mickey 7 was hilarious. So I'm really hoping, I'm like fingers crossed that I will like this one as much as I like Mickey 7. So then the next one that comes out in April is released on April 23rd. That is The Dead Cat Tales Assassins by the author P. Djeli Clark. So this is a adult fantasy, but it is a novella. And I've only read one other book by P. Djeli Clark. I have like a couple of other of his novellas, but I read Ring Shout. And at the time that I read that, I really enjoyed it and I really enjoyed the audiobook. So I have heard other good things about his stories that I haven't had a chance to get to, but this one sounded really intriguing. The cover of this is gorgeous. And I like anything that has to do with assassins. That's all I know. It clearly says that in the title, but I am really looking forward to this one. So the last one that I'm looking forward to that comes out in April, also April 23rd, is Funny Story by Emily Henry. And I'm like hesitant to say that I'm looking forward to this one because the only book that I have really enjoyed by this author is People We Meet on Vacation, which funny enough, that one isn't like the fan favorite of hers. I think it's still beach read, but all of the other books that I have read from her, I have been like highly anticipating, and they just did not live up to the hype like I thought that they would. So I think I'm gonna give this one more try before I just stop, I guess, anticipating her books. But this one just follows a woman that is a librarian, a children's librarian, and I think she gets like stuck in a town and then she comes across her love interest. So I hope that I like this one. I hope that I like it as much as I liked People We Meet on Vacation, but I don't know. Emily Henry is just a toss-up for me. So I have two books that I'm really looking forward to in the month of May. So the first book that I'm excited for that comes out in May comes out on May 14th. It is Road to Ruin by debut author Hannah Lee. So all I know about this one, it involves like a high-speed chase across some wastelands, and it says that it also includes motorcycles, monsters, and magic. That sold me. The cover of this sold me, so hopefully I enjoy it. So the last one that I'm really excited for, well, I'm hesitantly excited for, that comes out in the month of May, is Ruth Ware's One Perfect Couple that is released on May 21st. So I say I'm hesitant because this is another thriller that Ruth Ware is attempting to write. And so her first one, 0 Days, that thriller, I was not the biggest fan of that, but this one sounded good. It's supposed to be based off of Agatha Christie's Then There Were None. I feel like that is the one book by Agatha Christie everyone likes to take inspiration from, but it involves like 5 couples that are stuck on an island with a murderer. That sounds great to me. I just hope that I enjoy this thriller by Ruth Ware. So I have 4 books that I'm really interested in that come out in the month of June, my birthday month. And all of these books I am like super pumped and excited about. So the first one that I want to talk about, and I'm not even really sure the date because I saw some say June 11th, which is my birthday, and then some say like June 25th. So it's somewhere in June. So we're gonna put a question mark on that one. But that is Horror Movie by Paul Tremblay. I have not read anything by this author. I do have one book that I've had forever that I still have not read, Cabin at the End of the World. But I've heard people say a lot of good things about his books. And so this one follows a group of people who have made a horror film. And that's all that I know. I think the cover really sold me on this. And I think there's another book that comes out this year that has a similar cover. but this just looks good. So hopefully it will be good. So then there are two books that will be released on June 18th that I'm really excited about. And the first one is Middle of the Night by Riley Sager. This is a adult mystery thriller. And I'm really excited about this one. And I think it is going to be the same reason why everyone is excited about this one, is because it is told from a male perspective, which we know Riley Sager is not known for. So I'm really excited about this, but it revolves around a man who is, I think, like looking into the disappearance of his best friend within this neighborhood. So I'm really, really excited about this, and I'm really curious to see how this is gonna turn out coming from a male's perspective. So the other one that comes out on June 18th that I'm really excited for is Midnight Feast by Lucy Foley. So Lucy Foley and me don't really get along because I thought the guest list by her was fine, and I did not like the apartment list. Whatever the one she wrote about an apartment, I did not like that one either. But this one sounded good. It says that it's a locked room mystery thriller that takes place at a resort. So hopefully this will be the Lucy Foley that I just adore. Hopefully, we'll see. And the last one that I'm excited about that is supposed to come out in June, on June 25th, that is Amari and the Night Brothers book 3. And I'm hesitant to say that because there's not a lot of information about it, so I'm not even really sure if it will come out in June, but I am really looking forward to this one. I enjoyed the other two books in the series. I'm not really sure what this one is going to be about, but I'm sure that it's probably going to follow very closely after the events of the second one because it kind of left on a cliffhanger. But either way, whenever this comes out, I am looking forward to it. So I have 3 books that I'm really excited for as well that come out in July. So the first one that I'm excited for is Bury Your Gaze by Chuck Tingle that comes out on July 9th. So I did not realize how excited I would be for this one, but I really liked Camp Damascus that came out by this author last year. So when I saw this one and the cover of this one, I just knew that I had to read it. But it follows this scriptwriter who learns that they have to kill off one of their characters, and it is a gay character, and they are finding that that is more difficult to do than they thought that it would be. I'm not really sure where this is gonna go. It is supposed to be an adult horror, so I'm just curious how the horror is gonna play a part in this, but I'm really excited for this one. And the next one, I probably should have mentioned it first because it actually comes out July 4th. It's Witchcraft for Wayward Girls. I couldn't really find much on this, but it is by Grady Hendrix, and at this point, I'm going to pick up anything by Grady Hendrix, and it's supposed to be a adult horror. So hopefully I will have better luck with this one than I did the book that he came out with last year, How to Sell a Haunted House. So I hope this one is better. So then the last one that I'm excited for that comes out in the month of July is What Have You Done by Sherry Lapina. This is a adult mystery thriller, and this is another one where I'm not quite sure what the release date is supposed to be. The last time that I checked, it was like July 30th, but I've also seen it coming out a little bit earlier on July 18th. But whenever it comes out, again, I'm looking forward to it because, so I've read one book by Sherry Lapina at this point, and I have a couple of others that I want to get to, but I really enjoyed that one book that I read by her. If you guys know, you know, and that is Not a Happy Family. I really enjoyed that book. But this one, all that I know is that it follows the perspective of a ghost. So we'll see where that one goes. So the last one that I wanted to talk about, and I have no idea when this is supposed to come out because I have seen different release dates, all the way some saying June to some said like September. I don't know. But again, it's one of those that I'm going to be excited for whenever I see it released. And that is Bringer of Dust by J.M. Miro. This is the second book in the Talents series. And so I read the first one, Ordinary Monsters, and after I read it, I believe I gave it like 3 stars. I was unsure of whether or not I was going to continue because I was so conflicted with that one. There was definitely things that I liked and things that I did not like, but I just was not sure if I wanted to continue on with the series because it just wasn't anything that I was like super duper excited about. But I made that decision. I am going to read the second book because I need to know what happened after the ending of that first book. But this one just revolves around a like magical school with students that have different abilities. So I am excited for this whenever it comes out, and I hope that when I do read this one, I will enjoy it way better than I did Ordinary Monsters. But these are all the books that I am excited for so far in 2024. I'm sure more books will be added to this list as I am aware of more books, especially for the second half of the year. But this is all that I got so far. If you guys are interested in any of these books, let me know down below in the comments. But I will see you guys next time. Bye.